what's important for me is that we invest in younger people to grow and develop for the future. Mm-hmm. So with the investment we're making with the consultant, what he's doing in Nesti Housing,
and as you are growing the organization and you have, 3 fairly new brands, and whether it's PBS, whether it's for the allied health and the housing. So what's the skill set different you have from a housing point of view to get into taking the bigger bullet of housing through Nesti?
So we actually had a housing division because we're a registered housing provider. We have 110 properties across disability and out care in the justice program. We never had a brand on it.
Yeah.
So what's different about Nesti is we put a brand on it. It's the same team. We've added some skill sets to the team because we're doing some things that we didn't used to do around tenancy management and so forth. Mm-hmm. And so we've needed different skill sets for that. We've brought people in. Mm-hmm. It's been interesting. The guy heading up Nesti Housing, as I mentioned, he worked in our marketing team. But he's shown great passion. Again, it's like Nebo with Super Youth Therapy. He put a lot of work into preparing the business case for Nesti Housing and what it should look like. And it was only right that he had the opportunity to take that forward. So we've got a consultant working with him that's mentoring him and guiding the strategy development of Nesti Housing. But it's an example of what's important for me is that we invest in younger people to grow and develop for the future. Mm-hmm. So with the investment we're making with the consultant, what he's doing in Nesti Housing, in 5 years' time, he will be, a housing guru. But he started from I'd never even thought he'd be running housing. People often show a passion and a drive. Mm. And if they do show that, you've got to, I think, run with it, invest in it. Mm. And he's doing a great job.
In the housing space, there is a market of SIL housing, ILO, and there is an SDA. Mm. SDA is more commercial or investor driven. And how has that new set of SDA providers, you may say, or investors coming into the sector has impacted the delivery of housing?
Well, SDA, there's a lot of investors in the SDA space because they see it as a cash cow. For us, we're mixing our SDA spreads. So some SDA housing we'll invest in and do ourselves. We've got a couple of investing partners that are building the SDA housing for us, so we won't have anything to do with that. We'll just provide the services in that home. So we're spreading the risk, I guess. An area that we're particularly interested in the housing space is around the social housing for other groups of disadvantaged people, particularly people coming out of prison and the homelessness aspect. So I'm hoping that in the next couple of years, Nesti Housing will be developing a range of housing options that we can better accommodate people coming out of the justice system. But yeah, look, the SDA is a moment in time. The government's putting a lot of money into it. There's a lot of players there. I think it's going to be over-invested in. Hence, we'll just do a little bit of investment as we go. We're not going to put all our eggs in one basket.
Lovely.